Ask away. You guys come out and really dominate this thing in the second half, still so you can keep the lead. How inspiring, how much does that help you guys get some confidence here?
We just wanted to come out with the right focus. Coach always preaches that in the halftime locker room. He wants us to come out strong and make that team call the first time out. So we just wanted to come out there and put our foot on their necks.
Looking at the first half, you guys fall behind. What did it take from you guys to turn things around and keep your mind right and get back in this game?
Just to keep doing what we did in like the middle of the game, not to be complacent. Basically, we knew when we came in the second half, we just had to go out and play hard the first 4 minutes, and then we'll be good the rest of the game.
What did Brian say in that huddle? The first one, he called timeout 18-40. What did he say?
He just told us to lock in. He felt like our minds were somewhere else, like worried about break or something like that. He just wanted us to stay focused and lock in because we still had a game to play.
Was that the most animated you've seen in a huddle?
No.
Are you afraid of him when he's that mad?
No, I'm not afraid of him because, I mean, he's a good coach. He knows what we're capable of, and he just wants the best for us.
Yeah.
Lance, no matter who was on you, it seemed like you thought you could get to the hole tonight.
Yeah, Coach just told us to use our strengths, and my first step and just going downhill is a good strength of mine, and I feel like I used that to my advantage tonight.
I'm curious how much, I know you guys want to get Aaron back, but not having him, he was kind of doubtful that he could have played. How much have you guys seen yourselves grow, having to step up on this break without him?
Well, we kind of have the next man up mindset. So basically, we're just all playing for each other. So when AC comes back, we'll just incorporate him as well too. So we just look at it as next man up.
Lance, where do you think your team defense has evolved since the first game to now? The non-conference.
I feel like we're definitely more disciplined. We still get cheap fouls and stuff like that, but when it comes to like locking up and not trying to reach down on the defenders, really helps us, and I feel like we've definitely improved on that.
You know, rebounding's been better. Have you guys just think you've taken more advantage of your opportunities, or why do you think your rebounding's finally getting to where maybe he wants it to be?
That's one thing Coach emphasizes all the time. That's one thing he preaches in the locker room before the game, and that's one thing that we work on before practice. Every practice, he always has us do full court rebounding, where we have to box out the coaches and go get the rebound with two hands.
But what do you think you've learned about yourself during this first 13 games?
I feel like my confidence has grown a lot with AC being out and him being a leader on the sideline. He's really helped me get to the point where I am right now with my confidence. So I just want to thank him for that, and my coaches too for believing in me and having trusted me and trusting me to go out there and perform.
This seems like a unit when you look at the sideline during the game. Everybody's locked in, everybody's supporting each other. How much has that grown since the start of the season to now? I mean, obviously you guys, for a lot of you, this is your first time together. It seems like you guys are really starting to click.
Yeah, well, our chemistry is getting better, obviously. So we just enjoy each other's success. So we're just a family. So we love seeing each other like score or do something good on the court. So we're all together in that aspect.
You've done a good job drawing fouls all year. How big an emphasis is that for Brian to get to the foul line and get that advantage early in the game for you guys?
That's something else that he emphasizes in the locker room before games. He wants us to shoot more free throws than they shoot, and just get to the paint and play off 2 feet and draw a foul if necessary. But mainly, he just wants us to play under control. So with me being able to draw fouls like that, I'm just doing my part and trying to play under control.
And what do you like the most about this team going into conference play?
I like how we're all bonding together. We know the task at hand, and that's to go out there and play hard and win. I feel like our chemistry has grown tremendously, and at this point, we're only going to get stronger, and we're only going to have a stronger bond together.
Any other questions for Lance? Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Lance.
Yep. You got it, Katie.
Carrington, just physically, how has your conditioning come the last 5 games when you've gotten some more minutes?
It's coming along. The biggest thing is just staying consistent, focusing on my rehab and my strength conditioning, and just going to practice every day and working hard, and that's really all I can do. So that's what I've been doing, staying consistent on the court and off the court.
Sort of buzzword in basketball these days is efficiency. 12 points in 14 minutes.
Yeah, my teammates did a good job of getting me open. I'm feeling more comfortable on the offense, and coach, I thank coach for trusting me to be able to attack the defense and find ways to score. So,
How have you used your length in your career? You know, you got really long arms. How have you used your length to finish in traffic?
yeah, I have really quick first step. So, I know I can. If I get that first step, then I can get to the basket pretty easy. So. I just use that to my advantage. I work on that by myself in practice. So, yeah.
Well, that's what people complain about. You've had your injury, quickness.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's going pretty good. Just staying consistent with my rehab. So I'm coming along pretty well.
Would you say you're 90% to where you were when you were at Nebraska as far as your conditioning and physically getting back to it?
I would say I'm pretty close. These last couple games, I think I'm getting there. I think I still have a long way to go. But when we come back from break, I'm going to work hard over the break too. And then when we come back into conference play, I think I'll start to get my feet, some more of my athleticism back.
Is it kind of just still the same game? I mean, we forget you didn't play in college, you know, at Nebraska. This is your first 6 games you've ever played.
Yeah.
You've had the feel of the game as that come back.
Yeah, it's a lot faster pace, so I'm still getting used to that. I practice in Nebraska, but I'm still getting used to the pace of the game. It's a little faster, so I think over these next couple games, I think I'll continue to get better at that.
Where has he challenged you to try to help the team? You can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, just being versatile, playing hard on defense, being a help side defense, rebounding, bring physicality to the game. Basically it.
And where do you think the team has evolved the most defensively? I mean, you knew they were going to be better as Brian's the head coach.
Yeah.
You guys seem to have gotten better at playing as 5 people out there.
Yeah, just really being physical on blockouts, chest to the body on drives, and making sure we get up in the defenders or offensive players. So really, this physicality I think has improved, and our chemistry overall is knowing like our next man is going to be there for if we get beat or if the offensive player gets past us.
Is the offensive system the same or similar to the one you ran at Nebraska?
Some of the stuff is similar, but it's a lot of movement, ball screens, so some of it's similar.
And this is a weird week. You guys are off, you know, Christmas. You know, how do you try to get better this week before conference play starts next Monday?
Yeah, just taking mental break, enjoying the break, making sure we still get work in while we're at home, conditioning and stuff like that. And then just focusing when we get back off break and come in with a different mindset for conference play.
Any other questions for Carrington? Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
sure.
Really good. All right, Coach, start us off with a statement.
I'd like to start by, congratulating Les for a great career here, and obviously when I was playing here, and now since I got the job here, I appreciate obviously the coverage, but also the relationships, and wish you all the best. So thank you. I'm proud of our guys. It was a long week with Missouri, and then Hampton, and then SEMO right after finals. And for us to play our first 2 home games back-to-back the last week of the non-conference, I'm just happy, that they came out and played the right way, obviously except for those first couple minutes of the game. And, they were locked in, they were ready to go, and, it's important for us, to get a couple wins, before the conference play. And, we're continuing to get better. We're a much better team than we were in November, and hopefully when AC gets healthy, he'll add another piece to our roster. Our bench is getting better, and our guys are starting to be more connected on both sides of the ball. I think the ball is moving better offensively, and then defensively, I think guys are in the right spots more often than not. And we're forcing teams to take some tough twos instead of giving up open threes or layups, and I thought that's what we did a good job of tonight, of just not giving up too many easy baskets to SEMO, because we knew how good they were, and like they started the game, and that's why we needed to play the right way. So overall, it was a great team win. I think everyone contributed, and I'm happy to get the win before break.
Coach, you talk about improving week in and week out. It's kind of been your thing since you got here.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the key to the success of this team improving?
Our practices, I've said we've had great practices really since the summer, and our guys have been ready to practice every single day, and that's the biggest thing, especially when you have 10 new players on the roster, when you have a bunch of freshmen, haven't played college basketball before. The practices are so much experience. Even our walkthroughs, our film sessions, everything is another opportunity to learn and to get better as a team, and the guys have really embraced that, and we got to continue to do that throughout the Valley season.
What did you say in that first huddle to get their attention?
I said, we need to play better, guys.
Is that the G-rated version?
It was, I just, the Christmas break games, you're always worried about, if anyone's trying to get out before the game mentally, and that's what we kind of talk to our guys about, that we got to be here and we got to be focused until 5:30, and then they can all go and enjoy being with their family and friends, and so it was just making sure that they knew how good SEMO was. They saw it obviously in those first couple minutes, and we had to focus and we had to lock in on both sides of the ball.
They had jumped out of a pretty good lead at Drake, ended up fighting them the whole game.
Yeah.
Was that a factor too? Hey, we want to get off to a good start.
Yeah, they were winning most of the game at Drake, and I mean, Coach Ray's an awesome coach, and if you let them play to their strengths and let them play in transition, move the ball, get open shots, they're very good. And those first couple minutes of the game, that's what they were able to do. So, like I said, when we did a better job of making them take contested shots, tough twos, taking away the paint drives, we were able to have some success.
Coach, I think you guys have gone 4-3 now, if I'm correct, since you lost AC. How much does that help your team? I know you want to get them back,
yeah,
but to be able to build without them.
No, it's great. It's great for our bench. I mean, the minutes Lance has got is invaluable. The minutes that Siku and Carrington are getting now, and everyone's stepping up and making plays. And then when you add a very important piece to your team when he comes back, I just think your team's deeper. So I'm excited to get him back.
Starting with Hampton and now clearly in the second half, there's a confidence around this team that you talked about a lot in the preseason and the first couple of weeks that you wanted to see. How does that make you feel? What are your thoughts on where your team is with the confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I have complete confidence in all my guys. I mean, I believe in them. I trust them out there. When we play the right way, and that's been the biggest thing, is throughout this non-conference season, we've shown 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes of playing the right way. And if we can put together a full 40 minutes, we can be a really good team. And I keep telling these guys, we got to continue to get better every single day. But we have enough pieces in that locker room, and, the guys got to believe in each other.
I'm curious, you didn't want to talk about it with the players, but SEMO, a big rivalry. What does it mean for you in your first year to kind of come out and dominate this thing? I mean, obviously a lot of alumni coming back to this game to get fired up for it. What does it mean for you to get your first win?
Yeah, I think it's just important for us to get this win, regardless if it was SEMO or Norfolk State or anyone. We needed to string together a couple good games. I mean, obviously, I said before, it's great to be back at home and to play the right way. I thought today, you take out that first 4 minutes, the next 36 minutes are, the way we played offensively, the way we guarded defensively was probably our most complete performance. I thought we got good shots in the second half. We didn't, shoot it as well as we have in the past, but we still took the right shots in the second half.
How has Lance's decision making improved? Especially the last 5 games.
Yeah, what did he have?
4 and 2.
Yeah, he only had 1 assist, 1 turnover. Yeah. I mean, the first couple games he was, averaging around 4 turnovers. Last game he had 3. Today he had 1. Lance is really good, when we get him going downhill, and I gotta allow him to play to his strengths. He's got a great burst to him, and he's doing a much better job making decisions when he gets to the paint. Playing off 2 feet, not taking some crazy shots, and I thought he did a really good job helping our pace today.
You seem to be playing your better basketball at home. First Valley game is on the road. What's going to be the message to the guys?
I just told them the fun stuff starts now, with the Valley season coming up. I mean, the Valley is going to be a grind. It's never easy to win on the road. Indiana State's probably, them and Northern Iowa are probably the 2 hottest teams in the Valley right now. So, we're going to have to be ready to go when we go in there. And, obviously when you're at home with younger guys that are a little bit more comfortable, and when you go on the road, it just, possession by possession means even more.
Coach, this might sound like a goofy question, but with where you started the season, looking at conference play and where you wanted your team to be, has that changed at all in your mind? Have you guys exceeded expectations? Do you change what your main goal is in conference play now that you've gotten through the non-conference?
We're trying to win every game, and like I said before, we're trying to get better. And my goal has always been for us to be playing our best basketball by February. Going into that last month of the season, for us to be connecting, for everyone to understand what we're really trying to do offensively and defensively. And I think obviously there's been injuries. We haven't had a full roster yet. So if AC comes back, we'll have Carrington, Siku, AC, all healthy for the first time going into Valley play. And, it'll be exciting, and, it's still going to take our team, some more games and more practices. The more, we are together, the better we're going to be.
It used to be like a game balance, scoring off the bench, and you have 4 double figures tonight. That shows that they can't lock down on one player.
Yeah, the ball movement is huge for us, and I want everyone to touch the ball. I want the ball to change sides. I want guys who can pass, shoot, and dribble. So having guys who can do a variety of things, and I think that becomes really hard to guard. You don't need a scouting report. You don't have to run a bunch of plays if the guys know how to play off each other, and our guys are starting to do a better job of that.
What did you ask for Christmas?
A win for today.
Last one.
What the one thing that impresses me about the mask is you just talk about how he lets the game come to him.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a great feel for the game. I've said it before. He can really think the game, and he can pass, shoot, and dribble. He can score in a variety of ways, so he doesn't have to force anything. He doesn't really take too many bad shots because he can post up, he can hit threes, he can drive closeouts. And today he kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start, and I talked to him, and he was 4 for 7. He was just extremely efficient, and he's played like that. Most of this non-conference, and for a freshman to have that type of maturity, it's been great for our team, obviously, and he's going to continue to get better.
He's deceivingly athletic too. He plays so confidently that you don't notice it, and then all of a sudden he breaks loose.
Yeah, he's athletic, and he's about him, Lance, those guys got college-ready bodies already as freshmen. The physicality doesn't bother them as much. They can absorb it and play through it, and that's important as well.
Has Aaron been cleared, Brian, to play with contact yet? Or?
Yeah, it's going to be when he comes back on the 26th. When the guys get back here, they're going to see the doctor again, and everything looks good. The X-rays were good, so it'll be 5 weeks by then, and there's no setbacks, so everything was good on the X-rays.
It looked like he was shooting well in practice, but you just are worried about contact, right?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest concern. I haven't talked to the doctors yet, but obviously, he's been able to shoot and dribble and run, and like I've always said, the best thing about his injury is it's not the lower body. He's been able to stay in shape.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Coach, we'll just have you start with an opening statement and take some questions.
Yeah, obviously a disappointing loss when you're playing a rivalry game like SLU. Our biggest problem is we've got to buy into an identity, and there's nothing wrong with having an identity of being a tough, hard-nosed defensive team because we have our struggles scoring the basketball, but we can't live vicariously through our offense. And once we accept that, because I can't do anything more than what we're doing, we're getting layups and wide-open shots, and we've got to have the courage to finish at the rim and knock down those threes. So every single defensive thing that we did, we had some breakdowns, but at the end of the day, they scored 65 points and shot 42% from the field. So it's not a terrible defensive performance, but when you're on defense all the time, it's like playing a football game and you're just on defense all the time because your offense can't score for you. You just mentally get beat down. So we've got to readjust here during this Christmas break and come back with an attitude that we're going to be a tough, hard-nosed team defensively, and we're going to have our struggles scoring the basketball, but we got to know that's who we are and buy into it and not give up on the defensive end because we didn't make a layup or make a wide-open three.
Coach, kind of looking at what you just said, going back to Ohio State, going back on the whole road trip, it seems like it's easy layups that get you down, wide-open jump shots. How do you change that? I mean, is that just something that you have to accept that you're going to struggle with and try to improve around it?
Yeah, players got to take responsibilities for those things. I coach. I'm ultimately responsible for all of it because I recruited them and we set them up. But there's just nothing more than I can do to get guys layups and wide open threes. And so I think one of the things that we're going to have to do is understand that when you're going in there and you're in traffic, that the best thing for you is probably to kick out. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're open early in the shot clock and you're at the three-point line and you haven't been making threes, the best thing for you is just pass the basketball and let's get a different shot or a different opportunity for somebody else. And understand there's nothing wrong with that, but that's who we are at this point in time.
Coach, you talked about how you come out against Ohio State and you're up by 4 with 9 minutes to go. You come out against Youngstown, you're struggling. In this game, you come out and you're dominating early. Does that tale of two teams, is it really starting to frustrate you? Is it starting to kind of get in the heads of the players a little bit?
Well, I just think it's about being, and I know this is probably not a word, but stick to of this. You know, we got to understand that, like, hey, fellas, we're going to go through droughts. Hey, we might come out against SIU and get on a 12-2 run or something like that, but that's probably not going to maintain. At some point in time, they're going to score and we're going to stop scoring, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what we can't do is we can't have breakdowns, and that's the frustrating part of it. There's some things that happen. I'm terrible with names, so excuse me, but number one, who's a really, really good player, a freshman, you have to close out to him to make him bounce the basketball because he's such a good shooter, and we had multiple times we didn't close out to him and make him bounce the ball. When you're closing out to number 5, you want to close out short to him. And, hey, I tell him, if you close out short to number 5 and he hits a 3, that is our fault as coaches' staffs. But when you close out to him and he goes right by your baseline and lays it up, then you have to take some responsibility for those actions. So, to me, that's the thing that we've got to grow. We still got an inexperienced team, but we've got to grow and start getting ourselves ready to have some success in the OVC.
You talked about the OVC. There's some frustration from fans right now, understandably, 1-7 on this road trip. But there is the idea that once you hit conference play, it's a complete reset. Is that the optimism that this team tries to use? Is there, where do you go from here?
Well, I don't know if it's a complete reset because it's not a complete reset because you got enough data and enough information to start to understand who you are. But if you continue to go against that data, continue to go against that information, then that's when you have a problem. And I think that's the whole deal of like roles. So I always tell our guys, I mean, if we tell you, hey, you probably should take that shot at the three-point line, and they have a problem with that, but I didn't create the data. You're 1-17 from the three-point line. That means that you created the data. You probably shouldn't be shooting that shot. So we need to have that identity and accept that role. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. So to me, we've got to reset. No, not reset, but we've got to understand that at the end of the day, OVC basketball, this so-called mid-major, low-major level, is about putting yourself in the best position to be successful in the OVC tournament. What happened last year with the OVC, having 2 teams in the NCAA tournament, is an anomaly. It's probably not going to happen for another 15 years, okay? and you're probably not going to have 2 first-round draft picks, from teams. And so what we've got to do is we've got to put ourselves in the best situation to be successful in the OVC tournament. But if we don't go back and figure out like who we are and buy into who we are, then it won't matter.
I got one more, I'm sorry guys. I'm just curious, this 8-game road trip, how much has that drained this team? How much are you ready to get home, enjoy the Christmas break, and then go back to the Show Me Center in front of your home fans?
Well, for them, I can't answer that for sure because obviously I'm not playing. Me as my job, like this is what I love to do. It doesn't affect me whether we're playing at home or whether we're playing away. What I want to do is my job is to make sure I develop these guys both on and off the court. So if it happens to be in Columbus, Ohio, or any place else, it doesn't matter. I still got to do the same job. That's for them to answer, but we have to grow as a team, and that comes when we come back here in the end of the semester break. And if we have 2 practices and one of the practices is coming back in the morning and shooting, and you got your head down because of that, well, then already you haven't accepted the fact that you need to get better and we need to get better. And this is the only way we can do it is by accepting hard work.
You had a good start, Coach. What did you try to do when things kind of started unraveling there in the first half?
Well, just continue to try to defend, not live through our offense. And I always tell this, you've never seen a player, miss 3 consecutive shots, right? And then come back down on defense, slapping the floor, excited about playing defense. But you always see it when a guy gets done hitting a 3, he's excited to come back and play defense, And so what we got to do is we got to have that same level of excitement on the defensive end when things are not going well for us. And so that's what I'm talking about buying into. Hey, there's nothing wrong. Hey, as long as we're getting good attempts, and this is what we've got to do. We've got to be a tough, hard-nosed team on the defensive end, and offensively, we got to pass the ball, and we've got to make sure that we buy into our roles. If we do those things and take care of the basketball, we'll be fine, but we can't live vicariously through our offense because it's proven that we're not a good offensive team at this point in time.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you.
Thank you.